Good morning. This is Gloria, the pink-haired investor realtor from Indianapolis. And this morning I am going to go over the market snapshot for the month of July for Indianapolis. So kind of a little bit, a few interesting things this morning. I'll just let you self-discover with me and just kind of make your own conclusions on how the investment market's doing in Indianapolis. So in my opinion, it's doing very well, but just some interesting stats that I found this morning. So let me go ahead and share my screen with you. Okay, so here's our overall snapshot for all of Marion County. So for those of you that don't know, the city of Indianapolis encompasses the whole county of Marion County. So median sales price for the month of July. So up here, let's go ahead and look at what we're looking at here. So July 2021 is what we're looking at. Marion County, all 14 townships, and this is single family. So just we've got median sales of 225,000. That is up 2.3%. So a little bit flat there. We had 1,447 units sold. That's down slightly. And then if you look at new listings, 1,734, that's up slightly, only 2%. So to me, that's a good thing that we're getting a little bit more listings than what's being sold. Our active inventory right now is 1,137. That's up. So that is good because that means we're kind of stabilizing out that inventory. We've had such low inventory for a long time. Average days of market is still going down, only 16 days. And we're going to kind of dig in a little bit on just the under $200,000 range and see what the difference is there. And then price per square foot is $143. So again, this is all of Marion County, all the townships. So if we look at this, here's our townships. So just to kind of remember, here's our 465 circle that I talk about a lot with that clock. And then we have our tic-tac-toe grid put on top of it here. So Pike, Wayne, and Decatur on the west, Perry and Franklin on the south, Warren and Lawrence, Washington up top, and then Center's in the middle. And a lot of times when we talk about Center Township, we literally split this into fourths. So we have northwest, southwest, southeast, and northeast is kind of how we split up those townships. So let's go back to, let me find the right one here. And let's go ahead because a lot of my investors are only buying in Center Township. So let's kind of zoom in. I'm going to go ahead and do all of Center Township so we can kind of see what that's looking like. So you see that our median sales price is a little bit lower than overall the whole county. So 175,000, 258 units sold. So that's down. We do have slightly more listings up. So 375, and this is single family again, remember. And our active inventory is 511. A little bit longer average days on market here. And our average price per square foot is about 137. So let me go back to this average days on market a little bit. I talked to another agent that actually lives downtown, and then she does sales downtown as well. And she's kind of more in the trendy professional, young professional areas that maybe a little bit on the higher end of this median sales price or even more. And what she's saying is we're still showing in Indianapolis that a lot of the professional buildings aren't completely open yet. So like, for instance, I use my husband example all the time because I know what's going on there. So company he works for is Rolls-Royce. They have 2 professional buildings downtown. They are talking about closing one of those buildings and consolidating their workforce so that they come in on different days. So since COVID, all of them have still been working remotely. Right now, he's going in about 2 days a week. So what they're thinking about doing is having half the departments come in 2 days a week, half the departments on the other 2 days, and then just kind of depends what's going on Friday. So that's just one example of the professional buildings downtown. I know several of the buildings are open and are completely have all of their employees back again. Some are still finding that working remotely works and it cuts down on their costs. So that's part of the reason of Center Township, being a little bit longer days on market. We just have a little bit of that going on in Center Township. So this was another chart that I found to be a little bit helpful. So let me show you my filters of how I'm working this chart. So I have single family again. and I have Marion County, but I have all of the townships. This is what we're looking at. And then, sorry, one more filter there. I limited it to under 200,000. So when I do that, so number of sales closed, closed sales for the month of July is 4,192. And when I go year over year with that, we're actually down 51%. Now, just remember that July of 2020 was right when we were coming out of COVID. Everyone was tired of being stuck in their apartments. We didn't really have a selling market from March to May. And so because of that, June and July were really overinflated. So we are about half of what we were doing in sales of July of 2020 in this price range. So if you look here, we've got for the month of July 2021, we've got about 250 under 50,000, 800 in that $50,000 to $100,000 range, and 3,000 in the $100,000 to $200,000 range. So this is all of Marion County. So a lot of those townships on the outskirts are now that 150 to 200 range. So that's where we're seeing a lot there. And then $200,000 to $300,000 range, only about 126. So that's kind of all of the Marion County. Median sales price, let's go ahead and look at this and see what that shows us. Oh, actually, this is what I wanted to show you. Nope. Okay, sorry. I had this all set. Yes, I am a professional. Let's go ahead and look at this before we move on. So percentage of list price received. This was one that I thought was interesting. We are now, give it a second to recharge, 99.7% is what we're receiving of list price. So some of you investors that come to me and say, hey, I'm going to offer 70% of list price, it is not going to work. And I try to be really honest with you when you're calling me on my onboarding calls. Sellers know that they can get that 99.7% or more in this price range. And so they're going to stick to their guns and they're just going to wait it out until they get the list price that they receive. There also might be a few things going on with list price where they'll underprice it so they get a bidding war, or they'll go ahead and kind of stretch it to the top part of that market and see what they can get. So just know that sellers know that they're getting that 99.7% and they're going to do that. Let's see if I think this is the right one here. I wanted to show you. My screen share is kind of over my buttons, and so I'm having a little bit of trouble here. Go back to median sales price, and I wanted to show you by the different time series. It's not giving me, here we go. Okay, so this is the median sales price. This is broken out by township. Okay, so Franklin Township is down on the bottom. Switch over that real quick, down in this bottom corner here. So you can see that it's, 174,000 is kind of its median sales price. For Pike Township, we're looking at 167 right now. Missed one here. Wayne Speedway is 182,000. Decatur Township, that's on the southwest corner, 174. Perry is 170. Washington's 165. Beech Grove kind of has its own little area there. It's 155,000. I know a lot of you like Beech Grove, so just know that's kind of your median price right now. Lawrence and Warren on the east side here. So 148 for Warren, 150 for Lawrence. Yeah, that sounds pretty good to me. Wayne Township's 135. That's kind of surprising. That's a little bit lower, but that also includes a lot of those west neighborhoods that I talk to you a lot about, like Eagledale and Hawville and that kind of thing. So that's kind of good of, if you're kind of hitting that price range, that's maybe what you want. So then here's our center township. So southeast corner is 99,000. Southwest corner is 100,000. Northeast is 95,000 and Northwest is 75,000. So, you know, if you're wanting one of those price ranges, you know, kind of which township to hit. So that was an interesting one of median sales price. Number of closed sales. So let's see which of these townships are selling the most houses. This was interesting to me that we're kind of seeing a little bit of a dip here. Okay. And right now I have it year over year. So this is 2020, you know, compared to 2021. So like, for instance, in Warren Township, 2020, they sold 1,320. And then this year we're only at 654. So let me change this to year to date. Let me see if that changes that at all. Yep, that evens it a little bit. Sorry, I had that button. So year to date last year was 744. This year is 654. So that's a little bit more even if we just do January to July of last year. Then Wayne Township is next. Center Northeast has kind of had a little bit of a jump there and the prices sold. Next would be, I'm trying to get this. Perry has 528. Lawrence, 481. Center, Decatur, Center Northwest, Beech Grove, Speedway. And again, Beech Grove and Speedway are little bitty towns that just don't have quite as many. And then Southwest corner only has had 37 closings year to date. So that was just kind of interesting. If I look year over year, you know, where are most of the houses selling? So again, make your own conclusions from that. Sometimes I look at this and I'm like, okay, let's go see what's happening in Warren. There's a lot of houses being closed over there. So, and then if I do price distribution, this is the other thing. And I know it's kind of hard to see this, but under 50,000, if I hover over these, so Center Northwest had 47 that sold under, and that's your kind of Riverside area. Center Northeast is 97. Wayne Township had 43 under 40,000, and then Center Southeast had 37. So those are the most under 50,000 if you're looking in that range. We look at the 50 to 100 range, which that's where most of you are. So Northeast corner is kind of seeing growth there, 200 closings there in that range. Southeast, 50 to 90. Okay, so let's kind of go back and look at this. All right, so if you think we've got our township, we're dividing it in fours. Center Northeast is up in here. Center Southeast is right in this area. Inside Irvington, all the way to the 65, 70, all the way down to Beech Grove is kind of Center Northeast. And then, sorry, Southeast, Northeast, it kind of covers 70 up there. So like Little Flower is right up in this area. Grace Tuxedo is in this area. Arsenal Heights is right in here. Fountain Square down here. Christian Park, Bean Creek are going to be in your Southeast. Garfield Park is going to be in your Southeast and Old South Side. And then on your Northeast, then you're looking at Riverside. Stringtown Hallville kind of goes over the line here. Some of those come through as Wayne, some come through as Center Northwest. So just to kind of give you neighborhoods on top of there. In Wayne, we had 100 in that $50,000 to $100,000 range. And then there's one more here. Warren had 100 and Wayne had 126. And then when we go out in the townships, that 100 to 200,000, Warren again has the most. Wayne has 400, and then Perry. Then it looks like Center Northeast is next in that range. So got prices going up in that range if you're going to do some flips. And then Lawrence is next, and then the rest of them. So, and then all of these townships that up above $200,000 to $300,000 range, there's not much there at all. So just a couple extra little conclusions for you here. Back to our Marion County map. So just know in your Center Township, here's our median average sales price. Overall, takes us up to $225,000. Real quick before we leave, let's just take a quick look at the ones around. So Johnson County, that's down in the Greenwood area. Median sales price down there is $273,000. When we look at Hendricks County, that's out west here where I live, median sales price is now $290,000. That's going up a little bit. And then when we look up in Hamilton County, which is on the north side of town, median prices up there are $375,000. So a little bit of kind of scattered this morning. I was just seeing a few extra things on the market snap today and kind of wanted to point it out to you and give you a little extra insight. Would be glad to take extra questions. If you want to see these charts a little bit closer, let me know. We can send those to you. We'll probably try to put a few of the basic things in a format for you so you can actually see that. But again, anytime you have any questions about any of this stuff, we would love to talk to you about it, do some more analysis on it, and help you to find what's the best real estate investment strategy for you. So again, this is Gloria, pink-haired real estate investor agent from Indianapolis, and hope to hear from you soon. Thanks so much.